Voice chat knows. What stock is that? Do not search the group. Welcome to Read the Room 2.0 with Unc. What is up, everybody? It's Unc coming at you with this week's Read the Room 2.0, the shorts 82 edition. Gonna do some SMAs, man. Script would be bees, lines, and arrows, built-in alerts, color coordinated stuff like that. So I have a one outside of Thinkorswim just so I can have the variations I want, or I would just use their script. Simple moving averages. I like to keep it traditional. If you don't know, the moving averages was actually started by like some Japanese rice traders way back, just to kind of manage their market. Introduced to our market by a guy by the name of Mr. Dow. Might have heard of that in market term before. Mr. Dow, brought 1920 is just a way to track trends. So not to get too long-winded in the history part of it. That's what it's for. It's kind of track trends. I use it, as you can see. I'll show you on the flex grid on the day and the weekly. I like the 50 and the 200. Keep it classical, traditional. Not going to touch too much, but pull up any stock, especially the bigger ones. It'll show you the trend. Buying the 50, usually you can't go wrong in most stocks. My current one right now is Amazon. We've talked about that. This is a day. I'm a weekly guy. Let me pop out so I don't give you guys any bad information. Um, but yeah, on the weekly for sure, I like 50 pullbacks into strength. Looks real clean there, doesn't it? But yeah, you just kind of shows you a bigger picture. We can look at Apple. Apple's a good example because of how it's set up. It broke down, not the last time, but this time when it broke down before the 50, it just made a decision there. Um, that was Professor's line. That was my line. He needed a cheaper line. Um, just a good time to buy. And now, you get down the road 3 or 4 years later, and these entries, they're not coming back. You're up 100% with what you have left, and you had a successful trade along the way. But again, you could have done that same thing here. I mean, it's not like this is genius or anything. Could have done the same thing here. Could have done the same thing here. Same thing here. So it's just if you're not good, new, whatever, want to be investor mode, it's that's what a lot of them use. Warren Buffett swore by it. So SMA is just a moving averages. The 50 emulates a year, like the average over a year. That would be the average price, so to speak. Kind of weighted because it takes the last 52 weeks into account as well. And then the 200 is like a 4 year. Bust that down to the daily, it's a little harder. It's like a 2 month, a little over a quarter spread. But oops, I don't want to do that. But yeah, they're just really, yeah, like them on both the time frames, just for trends. Just more of a trend spotter. If you want to know your trend, um, that's the best indicator to go to. So good that I have a color coordinated column. Watch this column here. So it's this price above or below 5,200, and then where the actual price is, or where the if the actual 50 is above or below the 200. So just gives you a real quick indication um, of that. So you can just see real quick, like boom boom. So price above, everything's above on that one. Same with lift, above, price above, 50 above the 200, everything go. AR. Oops, opened up the account there. Didn't want to do that. Yeah, above, but the price is below the 50. So I have it built in here, and then you can change this, make it the letters or the arrows, whatever you want in the script. Yeah, but for me, this just works visually because I know 50's first, 200 second, price is above, and the SMAs are in the proper place when it's that color. Forward, they're not in the proper place, even though it's all above. God dang it, did it again. Yeah. See the 200 here, 50 down here. That's backwards. That's why that square's black. All right, I digress. So let me get into the day version of things here. All right, same script, bees in there, same thing, same colors, everything for me. I can show you how I do. I like to tone them down. just so that the candles stick out a little bit more. But 1330, that's the most important part. Everyone's a little different. I know the 9, I think the 21 get used. They're a little faster. 1330 for me is just where it's at. I mean, it's the only thing I have on the chart right here, so I can also, bounce the flex grid. So we have, so we have pre-market high, pre-market low, yada yada yada. So taking that into account, just magically say you had a level right here. I don't know. Just say you did though. When you break back trend above the 13, continuing on stop loss at the 30. That's the realest, simplest way I can put it. It's just a way to stay in trends until um, the I don't want to say the percent doesn't make sense, but until you kind of hit a trailing stop loss or you hit some consolidation. So it's just what you every 30 candles, that would be the bottom end of it. So every 30 minutes, that's the price. So it's 30-minute price, and then 13 is kind of half of that, maybe a little quicker than half of that, right? I got it from another guy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not like some genius. I just liked how the 921 seemed to check back to that 21 too much for me, too quick. So I like this because it was a little slower. Stuck with it ever since. Do your own research. Do your own D&D. But you can look at anything, especially on a trend. Yeah, if you look at on the trend, those levels hold. They're just consistently strong throughout days. And I'm cherry picking here. Do not. I am cherry picking here because this is Beast Pro moves, so this is going to be stuff with a lot of volume, a lot of movement today. So, but here's a good example of the breakdown. If you had your stop loss in there, saved you a little bit of time and money towards the end of the day. Yeah, just very consistent. Not that it tells you where it's going to go the next day, but you end up something like this is a good example, something trending throughout the day. You look for your pre-market levels to hold, basically your last low, so to speak, and usually sets up for good trend days when you can do that, because you're going to have a pre-market, well, it might be over here already. You're going to have a pre-market low, and then you're going to have a yesterday like high a day right in this gap right here. No, they're not. Yeah, you do. There's your pre-market. Excuse me. There's their high of the day right here. So when the pre-market populates, if it's also up here, you have that double line going on already. Probably have pre-market high pretty close, unless it's already checked out to 89. But this gives you the range on the days. So I do like to look at the trends through that scope, so to speak, and see where exhaustion was. Maybe not at the price the exhaustion was, but what time of day did this start slowing down? SOC 11 o'clock, just flat. And you probably go look at volume. It's probably dead. I'm cheating here too because it is down here, but you can look at volume. It's probably flat throughout that. Yeah, 60% of what it's been getting. So just a good example of trends and how to use it to your advantage on the larger time frames, even as an investor style, or in the shorter time frames as an aggressive, maybe day trader or swing trader. All right, man. I'm trying to keep these under 10. We did it again. Um, so far, so good. We'll keep these moving. How do we end this again? Oh yeah, respect the lines, but most importantly, read the room.